If you want to succeed as an artist, you need these two things. And these two things will make or break you as an artist. Some people have one, but they might not have the other. And they'll be semi-successful, or they'll be a great asset to a team. But if you independently want to be successful as an artist in any lane, music, design, fashion, photography, videography, etc., sculpture, I can name a million different lanes of being an artist. It takes two characteristics and traits that are absolutely essential to being a successful artist. And these two things are taste and execution. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. Taste and execution are the building blocks to anything that's truly great. You can have all the execution in the world, but without taste, you have busy work. You have slop. Social media, for example. There's a lot of people maybe that have the best video editing skills in the world. These guys are world class. They can edit videos so quickly all day. They do this shit in their sleep. Okay? But without taste, they're making slop. They can make a lot of slop. A whole lot. Like endless amounts of slop. We see it all day. Every time we open our phone, we're just scrolling a bunch of slop sometimes. And there's a lot of it. Okay? That's what happens when people have the ability to execute on high levels, but they don't have taste. Okay? This specific side of the argument is more important than ever in today's society because of this. We have access to the most insane technologies these days. With AI, with all these softwares that we have to edit, with all, it's really ridiculous. If you're in sculpture, you got the best power tools. If you're making music, you got the best setup. You're running the best DAW. You got the best VSTs. You got the best microphone, the best monitors. You can have all of that. You have the ability to execute at the highest levels. And execution is starting to become cheap. This is something that for the longest time was like the most difficult part, okay? Because to execute took years of honing your skills and becoming great at what you do. And being able to execute at a high level usually took years of work to get to that point. But in today's society with AI and everything that we have going on technology-wise, execution is cheaper and faster and more effortless than it has ever been, okay? So this is one side of the spectrum that now, because of technology, is just like anybody can execute. You teach your grandma how to use AI, actually, and sit her down and teach her for a week straight, she'll be able to execute at the same level as you. It's a crazy world that we live in, Grandma could barely check her email. She can barely check her voicemail. And if you sit her down for a week and teach her about AI, she might just be able to outperform you. Ain't that some shit? Crazy, bro. Execution is... Things got flipped upside down. It used to take years. Now anybody could do things, okay? Which is not the worst thing. And I think in a lot of ways it's really good because, it allows a lot of people to be more competitive than they previously were able to be. But since execution is so cheap nowadays, it's more important than ever to have immaculate taste. Because now everybody can execute. Everybody can make something, okay? And I think that the people that are going to succeed the most in this next generation is going to be the tastemakers, okay? Tastemakers are more important than they've ever been because everybody can execute now and it's simply a battle of taste. Whoever has the most taste and is able to use these tools that we have available to us and execute at the highest levels and have the best taste, they will become the new leaders of this next generation. They will be the next designers of the future that everyone talks about. They will be the pinnacle of art. And this translates to beyond art, but myself, I'm an artist, mixed media, I do a bunch of different things. But from what I've learned and from what I've studied in the world, taste and execution is the blueprint and the recipe to success as a creative person. Okay, now let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. What if you had all the taste in the world? Like, I'm talking about top tier. Your taste is like immaculate. It's insane. You got a great eye for taste. But all you do all day is smoke weed, chill with your boys, and just fucking talk about all these things that you're thinking about. Just talk about them. All you do is talk about them. You're talking about a bunch of good stuff in theory, and it sounds nice, and it's a nice imagination, and your taste is good on paper. Maybe you like certain clothes, and you dress the best out of your friends, and you want to be a designer, but you buy the best clothes, and you dress the best out of your friends. You have the best taste out of your friends, but you don't have the ability to execute, or you don't have the willpower to execute, or you don't have the discipline to execute. This taste is worthless. It means nothing. It might help you pick up some girls or something, you're dressing nice and shit, but it's like, in your life, this taste won't do anything for you if you don't have execution behind it. So that's the opposite end of the spectrum. You can have all the taste in the world, but without execution, it is meaningless. And you can have all the execution in the world, but with no taste, you're making AI brain rot videos on Instagram all day. I mean, that might be someone's goal in the world, and I don't want to knock anyone's goal in the world. It's just not for me. And it might not be for you if you want to be one of the greatest artists of our generation. So all these things tie back into that recipe that is taste and execution equals success in any creative endeavor. Okay? If you wanted to be a fucking accountant, you might not need taste. Your clients might not care what you think about art or your eye for design. They just want the numbers to be right. So in certain industries, you might just only need execution. So this specifically is catered to a creative career choice. If you're a lawyer, like, does anyone care what your taste is? Like, are you going to prevent me from going to jail? That's all they care about. So, like I said, in a lot of industries, it's not necessarily as important to have taste and execution. But in the creative world, this is make or break. Taste and execution are the two things that every artist needs to succeed.